Okay, good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We got a fourth review already, TreySpyre's mystery, and I'm excited to do this with Skele. How's it going, Skele?
Yo, pretty good.
You just woke up. You got the coffee ready.
Oh, I hate coffee.
You hate coffee.
I'm
All
just
right.
drinking water.
You got the water ready. Spiked with nothing but pure joy.
I'm sure the excitement of Rando will perk me right up.
Yeah, we again know nothing about this other than this is a pre-committed seed from the ladder from a few days ago where Trey played a mystery seed, and I know it's not the lengthiest seed ever because I'm strapped for time today, so probably not something terrible. And we're just gonna kick this off immediately and see where we go from there. And I'm gonna adjust this to 1.2 speed as is customary.
I got some items already.
Alright, so casual boots with starting mirror or something.
Mirror and fire rod.
No idea how a mystery will be reviewed, but we're doing it. Exploring new ground.
We at least know it's not entrance.
Yeah, it can't be entrance on ladder with items at start menu. 0 fast cannon, also not possible on ladder. And it is... okay. We are reviewing a casual boots, Triforce Hunt.
Okay, nice.
That can actually have some pretty interesting risk-reward decisions all over the place, don't you think?
Yeah, I actually think Triforce Hunt is more legit than the community tends to give it credit for.
People who hate leaving things think it's bad.
Yeah. A lot of the time you can kind of just like skip whatever you don't like to do and it will be fine. Like every boss.
Yeah, skip all the
Bosses
bad.
like don't matter anymore, basically.
Yeah. So this is 25 out of 35. I think it's always 10 extra pieces on ladder.
Yes.
So, I mean, it is like the fewer pieces you need to find, even if the more high variance it is. Like 25 out of 35 is higher variance than 40 out of 50.
Yeah, for sure.
But where decisions can matter more, but we shall see. We already have every item in the game, it feels like. A hookshot and fire rod and glove and mirror. Is 1 out of 11 higher variance? Yeah. That's pretty high variance.
Looks like the guards in the rich pack. So that's nice.
Because he's always one decision away from locking out. The most important thing here, I guess, is to remember to mirror.
Yeah. Also big key shuffle, not small key shuffle though.
Not if it's also standard and you're used to a Kiss Priest. Interesting. Okay. A hypothetical land aside, once we finished the escape here, you actually have a bunch of options, I think, that can be interesting. You can just sequence break up the mountain immediately, or go to CAC, or do the eastern area and leave the boss. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I think I would still just do CAC stuff personally. But yeah, I mean, there are a lot of options here. I will say, the guards are in the rich pack, so I probably would have farmed some snakes, because the snakes are also in the card pack.
Mm.
Get some bombs early, although now he's got 3 bombs from that chest, so that helps too.
I think he's just too excited to skip cact here to think about that. So I personally like the route of Oncrox, Lost Woods, and then climb up the mountain. But that's just casual boots. I don't know if that's the play here. Just find a bow in Sank, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, bow means like can finish Eastern probably, but again, it's Trevor's Hunt, so like, does finishing Eastern actually have any value?
No.
Versus doing any other check? Not really. I mean, the only real value to it, I think, would be if you need crystals to get into GT at some point.
So I certainly, like, you don't scout Lumberjack, right?
I think probably not.
You need to save time in this mode, and that's a map on Lumberjack. So I mean, this is a great opening in casual boots. Triforce Mystery. You just spend 20 seconds looking at a place you will never get to.
Yeah, it's definitely much less incentivized to check Lumberjack. I don't think it's still like completely useless necessarily, because it could still be like some kind of important progressive item.
That was a great item skip there.
Yeah.
My reaction time is never fast enough. I just grab it, whatever it is on that drop.
See, I usually think too hard about skipping it, and then I end up skipping something where I'm like, actually, I should have picked that up. Like 3 bombs or like a heart container.
Okay. Will he do the optimal mirror route? No. Okay. I need to do this. Sorry. The optimal mirror route is to delete this block, and then this block, and then this block. So you go like so. That was very ugly. Let me try again. And then you don't touch these 2 blocks at all. That's the route you take. And oh, he's doing it. He remembered. Okay, I'm so proud.
I wasn't paying attention. Did we find HC map? No, I guess not. We found swamp map, so it has to be swamp. Or, sorry, map shuffle.
Yeah.
Not sure about compasses.
So we have boots. It doesn't really matter right now, but without boots, would you consider skipping library and race king?
Probably not. I think I would still just do it anyway. Like, this is definitely a fast mode. But I think it's not so fast that you necessarily need to do that, especially when you're still looking for your Dark World access.
Mm-hmm. But you can use check race game with the mirror you have, right? Once you have Dark World access.
Don't have to walk through the house connector. That's actually nice.
It's also relevant here that we've checked like how many things? 40 it feels like. Maybe it's 20. And we found 1 piece so far.
Yeah.
So they are not early.
Surprising.
We do have mates. So
Yeah, so that's Dark World access, but we still need the Pearl.
East and Big Key. Yeah. I guess Big Key Shuffle makes this slightly more full clear, or not full clear, but more, you have to check things. There are more progression items.
Yeah, and just the existence of the Triforce pieces too. I think it makes sense. Pretty much in any Triforce hunt, just if you're gonna do race game, just do it.
Yeah.
You need to scout it first because there's a very high chance there's something there you want.
But at this decision point, he just ran out of bombs, so like you don't have a lot of decision to make here, I guess. You have to go buy bombs, or you go into Eastern, I guess.
Well, he can't even afford bombs.
Can't even afford bombs. I guess you could farm this rock to do South Shore with no money.
Yeah, I mean, like you could lift up the rock first and then decide what to do, but even then, if you do get the bomb, ideally you'd like 2 bombs, right? For another one for Ice Rock Cave.
So, and an Eastern area is like 9 items because it's Key Sanity.
Yeah, 9, or it could still be.
Or 8.
Shuffle.
Yeah.
But then also there's a question like maybe it's boss shuffle too.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then, or you could sequence break up the mountain, which you've already decided not to do that, I guess.
Yeah, and that kind of runs into the bomb issue as well.
Very true, very true. Hookshot though makes Hera easier and so on. But again, boss shuffle. Yeah. Like if you had bombs, would you still go east in her? Or would you go Dam, Windemoldrum, Ice Rock Cave, do a water walks?
I think I'd definitely go South Shore, personally. I mean, there's basically as many items in South Shore as there are in the Eastern area, and it's substantially faster.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I would lift up the rock, and if there's a bomb, I think I would still go South Shore. Because at least the 1 bomb would give you enough for mini Moldworm.
Certainly, yeah.
And then, like, it's not that unlikely that you won't find bombs in mini Moldworm Cave, and like if you do have to orphan Ice Rod Cave, that's not a big deal.
And was it you that timed this? Or was it me? I forgot. 7 seconds is what you say if you do Eastern first.
Yeah. Although that is like when you're checking all the entrances and stuff. But also, I think in this mode there is incentive to check Sahas first anyway, because like if he has the Moon Pearl, then
you just leave. Yeah. That makes it interesting. Like the big skips you can make once you get the Moon Pearl.
It's a crystal for all that that's worth.
Surely we don't need to go into GT in this mode.
Surely.
Although it is mystery, so we don't know the GT requirement. It could be 0.
Yeah, and like you were saying, I mean, we've only found 2 pieces so far. That feels very low.
Yeah, that's 2 pieces in 11 minutes. 3 pieces in 11 minutes.
I think the big question here is going to be like, do you even bother going to the boss? There's a chance that it is boss shuffle, and it's a boss that you don't really want to fight, or maybe can't even kill. Okay, so not compass shuffle. Okay, well.
Okay.
It's an easy boss, turns out. That is actually a pretty good hint, I guess.
Good call there to actually remember that hint tile sort of thing. And yeah, skipping big Kishi's tear, I like it, out of logic. What do you think? It's a slow check.
I mean, it's still... Is it slower than the boss?
The boss is in logic.
That is true.
What if the boss has the lamp? Would you go back in?
I think if I went to Eastern, I would just do all of it, probably.
Okay.
Especially because you know that that's not like a dungeon item in the big key chests, because the only vanilla dungeon items are compasses, which we already found, and small keys, which do not exist in this dungeon, so...
In this mode, though, you don't even know if lab will ever be in logic.
Yeah.
So maybe flip his checks, really.
And money actually is pretty nice, because that puts him above 50.
Still no bombs.
And we still have, still have a bomb problem.
Yeah, and I think that influences the routing here. You just want to find bombs and avoid a shop visit. You're not doing King's Tomb, you're going straight for the Outer Logic Mountain instead.
Yeah, I think
King's Tomb.
I like doing King's Tomb like whenever I save quit the sink next, if I'm able to. Oh, that is so nice.
Nice triple. Yeah, you get early mids and you have boots. King's Tomb is mighty suspicious before Moonpearl.
Yeah, and I don't think it's really like a time save at all to try and save King's Tomb for Graveyard Ledge, because you just have to do extra mirror transitions that way.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the opinion, like, if you can do King's Tomb and you happen to be save quitting to Sank, just do it then, or don't. But I think it's perfectly fine just to get there. We got bombs for Paradox Cave. That's really good. Also, if the Pearl is up here, that will be bombs for Hookshot Cave, if there's something on Floating Island.
How would you route this mountain trip? Would you climb up to Speck Rock and Hera first, or would you use Hookshot across?
That's a good question. I would say probably Hookshot across. So like if the Moon Pearl is on East Death Mountain, you could still route in Hera at the end, because you can walk from east to west across the bridge without the hammer if you're in the Dark World, right?
Yep.
And plus, there's no, what does that mean?
Something sharp. A sword requires a bomb. Alright, so that could be like Agena, Ice Road Cave. Maybe. I don't actually know how the hints work. Not all bomb locations have that hint.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Okay, Trevor's Piece and Purple Chest. Maybe this skewed Trey's routing decision. Get 2 hint tiles in Hera. I didn't think about that at first.
Yeah, same. But I was gonna mention we don't have the big key, so that is one thing that gets orphaned. But again, it's Triforce home, so like orphaning things is not that big of a deal most of the time.
It's a bottle.
Oh, I think we're still missing compass, right? So.
Oh wait. Oh yeah, but we got Hera Basement and Big Chest, so there's 1 item left.
Mm-hmm. So here, surely you just skip the basement, because 50% chance it doesn't even have an item.
Yeah, and it's a slow check in a Triforce Hunt. Yeah.
Yeah, even if it did have an item. Solid choice to skip it.
So is there any risk involved in sequence breaking the mountain here? Really? Like, I guess if Moonpearl is on the south shore, you're less incentivized to go back here for the dark wall checks.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing, especially because we already have mitts and we already have hookshot. Like, just finding the pearl puts a lot of more stuff in logic up here.
And
well, okay, I guess the mountain. Oh, nice pearl. The mountain isn't in logic in the first place, but like, it would be more stuff you can do. That said, the pearl's here anyway, which is kind of the ideal.
And the question then becomes, what puts this in logic? Is it the flute or is it the lamp? You're hoping for a flute, or that you find lamp up here. That's cool. So the biggest thing in Mystery is to remember to check the GT entrance requirement.
Yes.
Because if we have access to a GT now, we can't do much right now, but with a hammer, we can do a lot of things.
Yeah, hammer or on cane and go through right side.
Yeah. Especially since small keys aren't shuffled, it's just available. So, but yeah, so classic Myths access Dark World. What do you do? We can clear a bunch of stuff. We need 19 more pieces.
It is kind of funny that he's going to be able to do like South Shore after like Hype Cave. You don't see that happen very often.
Yeah. That's a pretty nice route. You can just rush through Wu. You don't clear the dungeons really, but you know there's a Triforce piece on purple chest. And then you can do South Shore.
Yeah.
Maybe even go into Swamp if you find flippers. Do Hammerless Swamp.
I guess one question will be when he does go to the Dark World. How much of Skullwoods do you look at? Do you look at any of it? Certainly, you don't do the back.
Oh, we can open GT.
Wow, and it needs two crystals specifically. That's nice.
Hilarious. And it's not a logic yet, but who cares?
I guess with that in mind, like, what if Hammer is in South Shore? Or the cane? Like, what if you could have already had that by the time you got up here? I mean, I feel like it's probably just in the Dark World somewhere because, you know, we found the mitts. It's relatively unlikely, but it's still not impossible that you find both the mitts and the hammer in the Light World.
Well, so I think that's a good point to sort of ask questions about what to do next. Right here. And he's segueing to Link's house. I guess this is actually South Shore, like you said. But because it's Triforce Hunt, Hammerless Dark World is less awkward, I think. How many items do Skullwoods have? 4?
I think it's only 3 because he hasn't actually deselected Compass Shuffle.
Oh yeah, so it's max 3. You might not even go into Skullwoods. But
wait, is it 4? No, I'm confused.
In Wu, you can find, if you don't go to the back, if you do use the front, it's between 2 and 4 items. Then you got the 3 outside, so it's, 5 to 7. And then you got Smith Chain, guaranteed Triforce piece, and everything on the way. And that's another 6 or 7 something. Let's just say 7. And then you got Hype Cave in the Moldorn. Damn, it's 12. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of think this situation makes doing South Shore after Dark World very appealing, especially because of that purple chest hint.
Hmm.
So I think I would just go to Dark World first and then Mirror at the end and then do South Shore.
Yeah. And if you find flippers, you can do flippers checks without wondering if they are not necessary after like Ice or Cave or something. Seems good. And it's boss shuffle, so you don't even want to go to the back of Thieves Town. Do you kill the boss of Thieves Town? You got the big key.
I don't know. That's a good question.
We already know we can open GT, so we don't really care about crystals anymore.
Yeah, true. And we know the green pendant is in Skullwoods.
And dead.
Yes, and dead. That's true. So yeah, I think doing South Shore now, I mean, compared to the other route we were just talking about, like mirroring at the end of the Dark World, it's really not that big of a difference.
No.
So like this is a perfectly fine play too.
You get a little bit punished if you find... maybe you wanted the logic. If it was flute before you go back to CAC.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we are supposed to have... Well, I guess it's that lamp we just found, but either that lamp or the flute before finding Dark World access.
I can get behind that. But now we know it. Now we have lamp. And that item in Eastern is in logic.
Yeah.
Alright, and there's a sword, okay. That means Aga is in logic. So East Darkpool is also in logic.
Yeah, that's a good point. Here, do you check waterfall or no? Looks like no. I feel like in a Triforce hunt I would, personally. Oh, he's turning wrapped. Oh, maybe he heard me.
Wait, he aborted the hobo check?
Yeah, looks like it.
There's the flute.
It's a flute.
Okay, dude. What? Oh, okay, I get it. You do this first, so you can do end on hobo. Okay, now that makes sense. Nope. We're going into Hammerless Ice. What?
I'll be honest, I did not even realize this was an option. Oh, check the hint.
Oh, they didn't do it. Alright, so it's Triforce Hunt. Hammerless Eyes. You don't have Cane. You don't have Big Key. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean...
You just got the
You're
flute.
not gonna finish it, ever, so...
But you just got the flute, and you could come back here when you actually can do more things. I'm voting thumbs down on this one. Sorry, Trey. Maybe if you had Big Key and Hammer and Samaria. No. Oh no, the hints! Rip the hint. Oh, he remembers. Okay.
Oh, right. Actually, yeah, you probably should.
Oh, a piece of heart is in Hera. Did we find a piece of heart? Oh no.
I don't remember.
Immediately vote Scrub to see if you want to go to Hera Basement. No. This is very Trey.
Very good remembering to not bomb jump there, though. That's pretty hard. Because you're not going to finish the dungeon anyway. There's no point in doing that. You know, unless you find the hammer here. but that's not gonna happen, right? Right?
No, never. Maybe? Why do we have a shovel? We can also do hammerless bats. I don't know.
Yes, there's like Mire area, desert. It's
Big-
filled with the flute now.
Big key to skull. Surely you don't. Oh, I remember the thing. Okay, some arrows is in GT. Good. Yeah. And well, that shovel makes mid chain better now because you can do the shovel with Stumpy and so on.
Mm-hmm. So there were no pieces in there, were there?
No, you got a shovel and skull with big key.
Yeah, that's definitely like a weird play. I don't think I necessarily hate it, but I don't think I really like it that much.
No, with flute, you don't like. There's no reason to do it right there. In my opinion, you could have used on hobo instead.
Yeah, I think I would have chucked Waterfall Fairy and then just done hobo.
Mm. Where was that bottle?
I don't know. Actually, wait, was it on the Hera boss? Maybe? I might be making that up.
Maybe. Okay, so you just got Skullwood's big key. I guess Skullwood's first makes a lot of sense. But I still wouldn't go to the back.
Something.
No. I refuse. I would still just do the front here, not even big key chests.
Oh, really?
I would just segment these in my brain as two separate things. Because if I'm going to big key chest, then let's just go to the back as well, and you're just down this path of slow checks.
I think I probably would have started with big key chest because there's still like the small key situation. Like, because you certainly want to do the front, but you might not really have the keys for it. Although you did find the small key from big chest, so that worked out.
Yeah.
But like, imagine if that wasn't a small key, he would have had to, like, you can't drop down immediately because you risk a soft lock there.
Hmm. I found two small keys. And he's doing what I said. I like it. So you could have gone east there, but they are out of your way. Not even in an open mode I would have gone to Graveyard Edge at this point.
I think honestly in open mode I maybe would have, but in Triforce Stunt, hell no. Like there's so much else you can do right now. So I agree with that choice. So not looking at Thieves Town yet. Maybe just doing an after brewery. Or is he just gonna leave it alone completely? You could leave it alone completely too.
Flute gives us like better routing options.
Yeah.
Easier to orphan, or at least delay things, because you can come back more easily.
So 6 items here, right? I think I was confused earlier because his tracker has like the boss question mark things.
Oh, that's
So
his
he
boss
actually
shuffle.
does have. Oh yeah, right.
It's big, so the climb is a logic. Let's go. Well,
Actually, is it though? Because you need keys.
yeah, in non-entrance you need 3 keys for the climb, and we only found 1 in the front. We haven't done tile. No, yeah, only 1. So you probably need hammer. Hello, Trinix. Do you skip the game without hammer? The brain logic. I don't know why he does that, or if he even does that. I just heard it.
Sounds exotic.
I mean, I get you incentivize yourself to come back for hammer pegs if you do that. Telethor will skip all of this. The Smith Shade. So we actually got a hint that Purple Chest has a TreySpyre's piece. So we're working ourselves towards a guaranteed piece. Oh, sad smiley. But yeah, what would you do if you didn't know that? Would we just flute to Meyer?
Yeah, I think that's the other, really the only other option that was available after doing the Ice Pulse dip.
Yeah. We could have just skipped Smith Chain and rushed Hype Cave, probably. If we didn't know it was a piece. And say all of that is hammer locked.
I do think. Oh, I like that bounce there.
That was swag.
I do think, like, usually if I have 2 options that seem equally good, but like one is, like, let's say equally dense, but one is longer than the other, I usually opt for the one that's shorter. I think in this situation, that's kind of the dynamic between like fluting to 6 and doing Meyer desert checks versus fluting to 3 and doing all this other stuff. So like I could totally see doing desert area, Meyer area before this stuff, and hope like maybe you find a hammer first.
Amira, do shovel check? Or maybe you forgot he dropped the chest. Alright, no shovel check, okay. Alright. So, can you describe why you would do the faster dense area over the longer dense area?
I guess my thinking is like, I don't want to overcommit to something, I guess. But I know a lot of people tend to think the exact opposite, where it's like, well, if there's more checks in one place, there's higher chance that what you need next is going to be in that place, right?
Yeah, and I think that's just a fallacy. I'm with you that you also commit to a longer area.
Yeah, I like to give myself like opportunities to make more choices, like in the near future if I can.
And we got the flippers, so it's actually a Spexy statue seed.
We're also like very rapidly approaching 25 pieces all of a sudden. Like they were very slow at the start, but then as soon as we got to Dark World, they've been flooding in.
So, oh my god. Let's just pause here for a second and process. We might never get hammer. How many checks do we have? We have, I don't know, 2 maybe? 2 or 3 in desert. Around desert there's another 5, and then we got 2 or 3 in Meyer. We got entire pod in logic. It's a bit tricky to get to. Would there have been value in splash deleting over to pod after Hype Cave? Or the purple chest
handing? You do have flippers, but...
Oh yeah, we don't even need to splash delete anymore.
But just swimming the pod. Maybe the thing is, small keys aren't shuffled, so pod is like, relative to the other dungeons, so much worse than it normally is.
That's a fair point.
I think I like this play. Maybe I would have Yeah. No, I like this play, I think.
Yeah, me too. And then you're like, yes, I don't have to go into mire. Or, no, I wanted to go into mire.
I feel like even if I could go into mire, I probably wouldn't. Oh, nice big key.
Nice big key. $21. This is pretty insane. Suddenly we're almost done.
Yeah.
And now you gotta start, like, I feel at least that I gotta start skipping harder the closer I am.
Yeah, for sure.
And unique item is fire locked in mire. Very helpful. We need 4 items and or 4 Triforce pieces, and we haven't finished the flippers checks.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting really close to having enough pieces to finish, but also I feel like after this dungeon, there is not a clearly good play, good follow-up after this. Everything is pretty fragmented, I feel like.
Trey still
It'll be
has...
interesting to see where he decides to go after this dungeon.
He still has Healing Island unchecked. Did he not scout that?
Oh.
Or was it a
It would have,
piece?
but I wasn't paying attention. Because he like ran up to Hobo and then turned back.
Oh yeah, he has checked it. So maybe that was a piece.
Although if it was a piece, wouldn't he have done that after Hype Cave? Right?
He should have, yeah. But he also didn't check shovel. So who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, you think it was arrows? Okay. Ethan with the knowledge. Alright, so now you save and quit and you go somewhere, I guess. You get Kane. Alright. Do you use Rush TT now?
Ooh. I think probably, yeah. I feel like there aren't really any other like high density options at this point. Like, okay, pod is like sort of dense, but it takes 100 years to get to pod, so that's not really a legit option. I feel like. Everything else, it's like just 2 or 3 chunks, like sprinkled here and there. Wow.
Speaking of sprinkles.
I mean, if Specky Clip was a thing, maybe Swamp would be a good play.
Maybe.
There's a lot of items in there.
But even then, I don't know. Like, do you want to do other logic stuff in a almost finished Triforce hunt?
I think, yeah. I think
Okay.
so.
Okay.
I mean, all it takes is to find a couple out of logic pieces and then you're done. Like, I feel like the closer you get to the end, the less you really have to worry about logic.
Unless you know it's beatable only, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. Which, I guess, is there really any way to know if something is beatable only until it's over?
Only if you find like a self-locking item.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Don't do Tyler, don't do it. Okay. I guess like this is not in logic without hammer, because even if you find a key in tile room, we're still lacking a key to put the right side in logic.
Yeah, that's true. Because there's nothing else in the basement that's available without the hook shot, or sorry, without the hammer, and without additional keys.
And that's one piece. That's good.
We don't actually know if we can kill the boss in Ice Harmos, but probably can. I mean, it would have to be another Trinex for it to be unkillable. There's a lot of bosses that would be annoying, but everything else should be killable.
Would you try for every boss? Like if it was Ice, Vitreous?
Ice, Vitreous? That's a hard question. I think I would try. Yeah, but I think I would probably fail. Because there's really not a good way to kill him.
This is Swamp Thing. How many pieces do you want to find here for it to feel like it was worth it? At least one more, right?
Yeah, probably one more would be good. Oh, that's not bad. You can mirror and check that if you want, and then find the heart piece that we got the hint for that's useless.
50-50, it's a compass. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just Armus, okay. Alright, 2 pieces. I'm okay.
Yeah. Certifiably worth.
2 more to go. Where's the fastest checks right now? Let's have a look. Like we... Oof.
If we had only one left, I would say like just do one-offs like shovel. Honestly.
Yeah, everything just feels terrible here, actually. You want to just go into pod, but you can't without doing... Like, you can do the route for Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb and, you know, loop that into pod. But then you have to do that route.
I think that's a pretty good idea.
Skip Catfish, probably.
You could get Catfish.
Could you?
Then just turn around. Well, I guess if you're at Catfish, then there's the question of should you just do Zora, and then there's no way you go from there to pod. That would take forever.
And that's the other way. You have Flute, so you can use Flute to Sora and do those 2 checks up here in isolation. I don't know about Hobo, because you can loop that in with, you know, going to pod, basically.
Yeah, I think I would probably, if I did have all the time to sit here and think about this, I would probably do North Dark World. I think I would check Catfish, but then just go south, check Hobo, go on pod. Oh, and Pyramid Ledge as well.
You would do everything before pod?
I think so, yeah.
So that's 5 checks, basically.
I mean, another thing with pod is we still don't have small keys shuffled, so most of the items are going to be in the back anyway.
Just rush the back?
Small keys in front.
I guess.
Yeah, you could rush back. It's just going to take a little bit of time to actually find items in pod, I feel like. Which incentivizes it a little bit less.
I kind of like floating to Sword of Main and getting these 2, and then doing the pod commit. Like, you only need one of these 2 Sora checks to be a Triforce piece for you to feel like you're not gonna waste a bunch of time in pod, 1 Triforce piece from go.
If you do go to Zora, it gives you an excuse to save quit, and then you can go back and check Shovel. That's usually how I like to route in Shovel. I gotta like find some excuse to save quit because I hate fluting to 4. It feels so bad.
Yeah, that feels bad. There's also the option of finishing Skull.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's an option, really.
You end up so far out of the way if you do that.
And you already know Green Pendant is dead, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Looks like he so far agrees with our Dark World ideas. But do you check Catfish after this? I think that is a somewhat difficult question.
If you're homemade beer, you don't. That's what I've learned recently. But also, homemade beer probably would have just gone into pod after purple chest.
Oh, definitely.
So we should actually, if Trey goes to Catfish here, we can time like how long it takes at 48:50. See when we come back. Like it's probably a good minute or two. Okay, maybe not 2 minutes. Okay, we're not going back.
Oh, he's mirroring. Okay.
So, yeah, you have to loop back after this. And there is a piece there.
You're just done because Zora has a piece.
Well, hopefully, yeah. It's no.
Oh.
Yeah, so you could have done Sora first and then skip Catfish and go straight to your final piece in pod. I don't know.
So he is walking back to the portal. I think there's an argument to just say screw it. Now I'm only one piece away. Let's just check actual one-offs now. Because this is a pretty, I mean, it's already kind of an annoying walk to go from Catfish to pod, but now you have to walk out of Zora to get to Catfish to get to pod.
Hello, Trey. Straight to the final piece in pod, of course. Are you saying that's not happening? Alright, final piece on Pyramid Ledge, mirror, and hand it in, just as planned. And that would be pretty good, wouldn't it? Come on, hook speed. Okay. Ah, it's just a red boomerang.
No. I'm dying to know what's on Shovel.
Yeah, I'm dying to know what's on Shovel. Like, who goes? How do you forget Shovel after your hammerless ice play? That should be the only thing in your mind.
Maybe he wanted to forget that he made the play.
I almost forgot.
Committed to it. Committed to forgetting.
We have so many pieces out of logic now as well. At least 2.
Yeah, logic, schmogic, it's Triforce Sun. That's what I say. At least once you're like 5 or so away from the goal.
We're running out of checks, but so I assume we're gonna find hammer in pod. To give us more stuff to do. But probably a piece.
Unless it actually is beatable, maybe there just isn't a hammer. But I mean, I guess then we'd have to find some more pieces to make up for the ones that were not logical.
Big key to this dungeon.
Nice.
Of course.
Do you read the hint here?
No, the hint machine is off. That's some pretty good hints in this one.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time they're just totally garbage, I feel like. But the purple chest hint, I mean, I guess maybe it pushed him to do purple chest earlier, but I think he probably would have just done it anyway with the way that the seed worked out.
Mm.
And the green pendant hint, again, like, you probably were never going to check that anyway with the Triforce on.
It's just even easier to decide not to do it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. They're mostly a waste of effort. Yeah, until you find a hammer hint and you just find it on gravel edge 30 minutes before your opponent. I think I won my last mystery because I read hints and my opponent didn't.
I think my last mystery, I read the Desert Palace hint and it told me what was on the torch. Something like that.
So this place is cursed. Yep.
Yeah, this is really dragging on now, isn't it? Oh god.
Oh, turtles! Don't do any damage. Okay, so it's damage shuffle. Of course. Yeah, of course it is. That was hilarious. How did we
that
not
does damage though?
How did we not notice that until now? That's crazy. Was it the first time Trey took damage? Do you kill the boss? No, that's like 4 minutes of hell.
Yeah.
Go check shovel. Why is... No, you can't kill a boss. You don't have hammer. I'm done.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. That one check in Eastern is looming.
I like the routing to go to the back first though.
Yeah. Excellent
That's a
routing.
good idea.
So not even using the quick warp. Okay. So you might know this already, but every dungeon there's a quick warp, like on the same frame, like on the same pixel you exit on. So if you don't move and mirror, you're always fine, and it's a quick warp.
I think if you move vertically, it still should be a quick warp, right? Because I think it's only like horizontal positioning that matters. Or maybe not? I don't know.
No. And now we get shuffle check.
Oh god.
I would love this to be Triforce piece now.
Okay.
You were so mad. Of course you were. That is an awful thing to forget. Hilarious. GG's. That was
That is
sweet. Short and sweet.
Oh man.
Let's see.
And it's like doubly funny just because that was from Ice Palace. Too.
And
like it's something that
yeah,
was right there, but also that was the thing from Ice Palace. Like the only thing that could have possibly validated the Ice Palace play.
Yeah, you think you were doing it before the pod did? I mean that's what Skele said, you know. If you could have floated to Sora to check those two before this big commitment, save quit, check shovel, and then do the pod dip, you wouldn't have had to do the pod dip.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily bad to have chosen the pod dip there. It's just when you're exactly one piece from go mode, I feel like suddenly all the one-offs become pretty solid choices.
Hmm.
Just like jump between them until you find a piece, because like you only need one more.
So Trey did win this race against Brad Kun by 1 minute and 50 seconds. So GG's Trey.
GG.
Good routing. Yeah. Do you have any? Do you know how your opponent did this? Like, what was their go mode piece? Like, I'm just gonna assume pod shovel, ice shovel was not their go mode piece. The one on bumper ledge. Oh, cape in pod for a piece on bumper ledge, which we didn't scout.
Oh, I didn't even realize we didn't look at that.
Of course we didn't. It's TreySpyre's. Why would you? I agree with that non-scout. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think it could go either way. I mean, because he happened to be going on that North Dark World route anyway, it's pretty close.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Cape, you're probably not going to find it anyway. Yeah, so I guess at least that means they evened out on the pod play.
Yeah. There was some interesting choices in this seed for sure. Shorter one. TreySpyre's one. Weird. But now I actually have 2 hours until my race, so I can relax a little bit, so that's nice.
You mean do something that's not rando? What?
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
So I'm curious, did Brett find the hammer?
I can relax by doing vanilla presets.
Oh,
nice. Maybe not today. But yeah, Skele, any summary thoughts? What did we learn today?
What did we learn today? These TreySpyre's and seeds are so weird.
Skip things.
Yeah.
Like, I think Trey overall did some quality skips. We skipped the back of Skullwoods, including big key chest. I was a big fan of that. Back of Theaston, big fan of that. I probably wouldn't even have gone to the boss.
The Eastern big key chest skip worked out.
Unless it was a piece.
Yeah, I guess we don't know.
It was beatable only. All right.
Oh, maybe the hammer is hammer locked.
Yeah. And I mean, apart from going into ice for no reason, I mean, it was a solid run, I think.
Yeah, I think also with Myth's Dark World access, there's often fewer decisions to be made in the middle game.
It's just how do you go to pod in the least worst way?
Yeah, pretty much.
So maybe it actually would have been better to, because we ended up with Floop before Smith Chain, right? If you had, did we? Yes, we did. So we could have done the Mire area first in order to like establish, do we want to jump and go into pod after purple chests? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because if you do hype, or like if you do the whole Dark World loop before fluting to 6, then you see pod in front of you, but you're like, well, there's this other stuff I could be doing. That does kind of make it better if you just, kind of like I was saying earlier, pick the shorter option first. Because then the critical decision point, which is at the end of the Dark World loop, you have a lot more information there that makes sense. But I mean, also, like, there are so many possible items that we could have found along the way that would have just made that decision point not even come to pass.
Yeah. I also like that he didn't bother scouting the medallion requirement for TR. That was good skip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, small time saves here and there that are quality skips, quality time saves. So.
What if the hammer is in swamp, like hammer locked?
Ah.
And you actually did specky clip this and you found.
Why is every seed a spexy statue seed? Like, this is very frequent that it is an actual option.
Maybe every seed actually has been a specky clip seed all along. We just had no idea.
Yeah, exactly.
We just didn't think about it till now.
Yeah. No, it's actually crazy how often it has come up in the past few days. Once we start thinking about it, because normally it's just like, oh, one person gets a freak seed for that, weird new glitch that was found, but it feels like every other seed now is just, it's an option, maybe not a good option, but it's still an option where you have the items to do it, and it's just yeah. Seed over. Thank you, Trey, for donating your VOD to science. Thank you, Skele, for being a reviewer. It was great fun.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I like doing stuff like this.
Yeah, I hope to do more. Yeah, I hope to do more over the coming few months. I hope we learned something. Now,
the next time everyone rolls a beatable Triforce Hunt mystery seed, maybe you'll know a few tips. When that happens in like 5 months or however long it takes for it to come up.
I think having these discussions is just brilliant in terms of thinking about routing and developing your deeper routing intuition, sharing your knowledge. Like everyone who has been on these reviews has brought very interesting perspectives on how to route that I haven't thought about before. So if anyone is learning anything, it's me. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and even though, like I was saying earlier, Triforce Hunt I think has a little bit of a undue bad reputation, being like kind of a meme thing, but I do think it's actually a fairly legit mode, and we can have a lot of good discussion about decision making around, especially skips. How to evaluate, like, is a skip a good choice or not?
Absolutely.
Which that extends to modes that aren't Triforce Hunt too. So it's a lot of good stuff to analyze.
All right. In honor of this, I think we're just gonna go ahead and raid TreySpyre. Just doing another vanilla preset. And then I will prepare my body and soul for my top 16 game in 2 hours.
Oh yeah, good luck.
What are you gonna do, Skele?
Probably play some Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, awesome. I hope you enjoy. Until next time, see you guys.